Hey, what's up? Today's video is going to be a little different than my typical normal videos because I wanted to have a conversation with you about a commercial that I saw a few months ago. And I want to talk about two things in this video. I want to talk about how I think they shot the video. So we're going to review it, start looking at maybe how they lit it, how they shot it, how they made everything and put it together. But then the other part of the conversation that I want to have is why I think we need more commercials like this one. Now, the commercial that I'm talking about is one that I saw about 8 months ago, and it's from Toyota. The video for the commercial is unlisted, so I've actually linked it down below for you to be able to see it. But I just kind of want to start breaking stuff down, talk about it a little bit, review that with you guys, and then again, have that bigger discussion of why I think we need more commercials like this. So let's just jump into it and start breaking it down. The first few scenes is her pulling up into a parking lot, and when I'm looking at them, they look fairly naturally lit. You can see that the street lights are beaming down. They're using all of the practical lights in the background from the business park. Yes, business park. I'd almost take a gamble and say that they literally just started rolling the camera based off of the scene that they had. From there, it jumps into a few different scenes of the phone in the car. She's grabbing the steering wheel. She's clearly crying as she's listening to a voicemail from her dad. This shot in particular where she's crying, I would think that what they did was they used some fill light to be able to fill in her face a little bit right there, because you can see that there's just this nice glow on her face. You're also getting that on the steering wheel back here to make it look like it's coming from a street light, but I don't think it actually is. I think what they're doing is they're taking a light, they're beaming it up, they're matching the temperature of a regular street light to motivate it that much more. And because we had it at the beginning of the commercial, she pulls right next to the street light. So they're able to utilize that as their motivating light so you don't think about it. So in these scenes, we see her at a party, she goes out to the pool, she's sitting by the pool, and there's a lot of lighting going on in this scene. They clearly have the pool lit up. That was probably just some lights that are in the pool itself. And then you have this like nice glow in the background. You can see the house with like the string lights throughout. You can see that one of the trees is lit up in the background and it's got this nice orange glow, and I wasn't there to shoot this or see this, or I don't even know how they did any of this behind the scenes, but I wonder if they like used a little light to beam it up into the tree to create some dimension between her and the background, because you could see that the rest of the background is really dark. She's really silhouetted. They probably needed to create some contrast, and so they probably threw a light out of frame, just shot it up to the tree, again, to create some depth between her and the background and some separation there. This shot right here, you can see some glow off the water onto her chin. You can see it filling in her face a little bit, but then back here over her head, which is like a hair light, I'd almost take a gamble and say that they took a light and shot it at her to create that hair light, and again, to continually keep that separation from her in the background. During the day shots, they're able to use natural light, pretty simple. You've experienced that just like me probably, but then when you go indoors or you shoot at night, the light that's around you isn't enough to be able to brighten up your subject. So they probably took that same light that they were using to kick on her hair to shine down at the pool, just to fill in the water a little bit more. I mean, the scenes of her driving, she's out in nature, she's spending time, it looks like it's naturally lit. The reason that I think that is the scene where she's standing out by the water, it's a fairly bright day, and I bet that these shots right here are actually just naturally lit, and they just took the camera out into the water and they just shot her with whatever she was doing. Same thing with the car scenes. I mean, you can see her in the car with the sunset beaming. It looks all fairly natural, and it's probably because most of it is natural. I think some of the heaviest lighting scenes that I've seen is when she's at the party. You can see all of these different lights. For instance, right here, when she's laughing and dancing with somebody, the light is not only beaming off of him, but it's mainly hitting her. And again, I think this is just to highlight her as the main character. You're able to see that there's a lot of other lights going on in the background. They probably just used like some RGB lights or whatever lights you would use, maybe some gels to give it some color. One of the most dynamic scenes that I've seen in this commercial is this shot right here where she's sitting in the doorway. You can see that there's a lot of different lights going on, and I kind of want to break these down a little bit. Obviously, you have your subject off center a little bit, but you can see that there is some light beaming on both sides of their face. On the left side, you see that there's this nice like orangey, red, purpley glow. And then you have some fill light to fill in her face a little bit more to be able to see her facial reactions. The two light sources that I think we're getting is we have one light off to the left of frame, and you can see that same light is also filling in the dude with the denim jacket, and it's also casting that shadow onto the wall. That same light actually seems to be the same color temperature that is hitting the right side of her face. And I think that's just, again, to create some fill so we can see her facial reactions. We want to know that she's at a party and she's not doing so well. And then just over this guy's shoulder is a purple light. And it doesn't look like a TV. And I almost wonder if it is just like one of those like LED panel lights that they threw up to fill the room. And I wonder if that's what that is. I'm not sure. It's just a guess. Let me know what you think in the comments below, but it's kind of interesting. Now, when we talk about the lighting of this commercial, I think what's really encouraging is here is a commercial that is made for Toyota. It's not a spec job, it is a paid gig. It's a paid commercial, and they used a lot of natural light. Hopefully this debunks any myth that you have to have all of these lights and all of this technology to go out and make something special. You can grab your camera, go film something, and if it has a good story and meaning to it, then that will make it last a lifetime. Now here's why I think that we need more commercials like this one. The story that is told is so beautiful, and I think a lot of people can connect with it. We're following an individual who clearly lost her father and is listening to a voicemail to reminisce on the times that she had with him. And there is this human element to the commercial that I think makes this one stand out above everything else. In the commercial space, obviously, companies are trying to get you to buy things, and I understand that. But at the end of the day, I love being able to see pieces like this that have meaning, they have impact. They're not lifeless work just to put out into the world for you to buy things. And I hope in the future that we're able to see more commercials like this. And it's just a constant reminder as to why I want to do this. I want to be able to make work that has meaning to it. It has an impact. This is something that we can all relate to. We all have lost a loved one, whether that's a family member, a friend, somebody you care for, a neighbor. We all go through these cycles of pain and loss and torment. And I just love that Toyota was willing to put out a commercial that was, in a way, really vulnerable and speaks volumes to who we are as humans. I know this video is a little bit different than my other videos. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did like it, please make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, because I would like to break down other projects here in the future that aren't particularly mine. But anyway, I hope you feel encouraged to go out and create something that you want to create. You don't have to buy a bunch of gear, just shoot with what you have, make what you can today, because that will impact tomorrow. Anyway, I don't know how to end these videos, so I'll see you guys in the next one.